Let me pitch you guys something real quick. A business idea. We're gonna run a charity boxing event. A whole big thing, all these different influencers fighting, and their fans will have to pay to watch it. The twist? None of that money goes to charity. I've been taking a look at this Creator Clash stuff, and it really rubs me the wrong way. Bold, brave, uncommon take, I know. But what's really struck me as odd and pathetic is a particular angle I haven't seen honed in on too much. And I want to make sure and check that people are seeing this too. There are all the glaring obvious issues you can find a million videos going into the details of, and I recommend that you check any of those out and learn about it because it's quite funny and interesting. But I'm going to zoom out for a couple of minutes here instead of lasering in. So, fundamentally, though there are issues with Creator Clash in particular, I'm cool with the idea of an event that makes the people involved money and works as cross-promo for the celebs or e-celebs involved. When done right, when you nail an event or product like that, the dream is a bunch of money goes to charity that otherwise wouldn't, because you're enticing the masses with something they want to spend money on, where they wouldn't have given money to charity otherwise. You get what I'm saying? Ideal scenario, you're actually exploiting influencers' desire for money and good PR, consumers' desire for stuff, to the benefit of charity. That is the win condition in that endeavor. Sure, it's not 100% pure, noble altruism. Sometimes people are just directly paid to promote a charity in the hopes it'll bring more money than they were paid in. Are they being a hero? Maybe not. But if it works out, fair enough. Okay, have your good PR, have your little bit of cash. That incentive for influencers being there can even be viewed as a positive, if it's making good things happen that wouldn't otherwise. If I'm going to be very, very nice, Creator Clash 2 was trying to pull this off, but failed catastrophically. And with that failure came a massive hit to the image of Creator Clash as a brand. A big boo-boo that the people involved with it surely want to heal. Now, if we ignore the details just for a second, you can defend Creator Clash conceptually in the way I just described. Explain how it works. And if you're going to continue with it, explain how you're going to work out the kinks. The people involved with Creator Clash 3 have sort of done this, but they've also done something else. In the video, let's talk about Creator Clash 3. The model for 2 is explained, and we're told essentially it just didn't work out. But they're not going to work out the kinks in execution of the model. They have changed the model entirely.
So going into Creator Clash 3, we've completely restructured it. So all of the onus is on us to pay for the event, to produce the event through our partners, through our sponsors, and we will be doing a traditional fundraising through Tiltify. It's running right now. You can donate it to it right now. We've already raised $238,000, which is so awesome. That's gravy. That's going straight to charity. So every dollar that is raised for charity through this event will be going straight to charity. The event will be funded by ticket sales, it will be funded by pay-per-view sales, and the fighters will be receiving a cut of that revenue.
Yeah, it's basically two separate things now, right? There's the event pot, which is handled a very traditional event way, and then the charity is totally separate. So like even if you don't like watching boxing, you could still donate to the charity.
Yep. You can. And on the flip side, if you just want to see the boxing and don't give a shit about charity, you can just financially support the boxing event. The entire system that makes something like this good has been dismantled and rearranged, as everyone and their dog has recognized and commented on. But it's not just the flow of money that's been altered. And here is what I personally find repellent. As the cash part of the system has changed, so too has the PR flow. I look at it like this. Previously, Creator Clash was the event people could get involved with, in part for a sprinkle of good PR. It was the good thing that rubs off on everyone touching it. And if it worked out as it was meant to, cool, I'm fine with that. But now it's not the good thing. It is a brand in shambles. Now, the good thing that can rub off on people is the entirely separate fundraiser. This is framed as insulating and protecting that money. You see, this time the money from Creator Clash will go to Wait. But that's not money from Creator Clash anymore. If people view it that way though, that looks real good for the Creator Clash brand, doesn't it? Creator Clash is no longer an event trying to serve charity, taking advantage of people's desires to that end. It is now itself a tainted entity, exploiting charity for PR, with all the synergy of the previous model removed. A win for Creator Clash is no longer a win for charity. As it was put in the damage control video,
like even if you don't like watching boxing, you could still donate to the charity.
Or in other words, The Tiltify campaign doesn't need that boxing event. The boxing event needs the Tiltify campaign. They are no longer getting money to charity from people who otherwise may not donate. They specify on their website that they are not also doing what they did before, but rather the financial success of the event does not impact the amount raised for charity. It's not, if we screw up again, at least there's the fundraiser. There is the fundraiser instead. Stand Up to Cancer is only getting cash from the people who will donate, just for the sake of donating. The boxing is no longer an essential element. All these influencers could have just gotten together to do a different event, streaming from home, next to no cost, if any. But it's worse than that. I don't know about you guys, but I personally don't have infinite expendable income. If I was all in on Creator Clash, I love boxing, I love charity boxing. Me buying into Creator Clash no longer helps charity. I would need to donate separately, having now spent money on the boxing event. Creator Clash is competing with the charity for your money. Where previously a wildly successful event would mean more money goes to charity, now it means that money that could have been donated instead went to a boxing event. Imagine I start a gamer coffee company that's going to support charity. I do my research, I make sure it's something people would want to buy regardless, and what I do is I get a certain number of bags roasted. Once I've sold a certain amount, all the rest of that money coming in goes to charity. I promo it on streams, I get big epic gamers to promo it on streams. There will be people buying it just because they want the thing. Some people might be pushed over the edge into a purchase because of the charity involvement, but hey, it will help charity if everything goes right. Some might have minor qualms, but alright, right? Now imagine if instead, I'm on stream, I sell my coffee, I get other people to sell my coffee, and oh yeah, here's a link you can donate to charity. It's a charity stream. You wouldn't be hearing about this campaign if I wasn't selling my coffee, so I'm helping charity. And look, a bunch of people did donate, so it's charity coffee. They're good person beans. In fact, this is the best way to do it because it keeps the money meant for charity safe. That would, of course, be bullshit. And Creator Clash is worse, because at least you wouldn't have to pay to watch my coffee ad. No wonder fighters are pulling out. You look like a fucking dickhead if you're getting a piece of this action. Because even now, they characterize the whole thing as being for charity.
It's just supposed to be a fun boxing event for charity.
They are death gripping onto that characterization because it sounds good. But to a lot of people, it doesn't look like that anymore. Some might say the difference is subtle, but I ask you to imagine again. I get a bunch of big names onto my stream selling my coffee, and I have a link to a charity. Hey, I'm just selling coffee for charity. You don't understand why that pisses people off? You don't understand why people will be annoyed at those involved? Which is another way the original system that can work has been obliterated. Instead of this being a nice charity thing for influencers to get involved with, you're volunteering for a black stain against your name to benefit Creator Clash as a brand, when you all could have just done a bunch of collab streams or something promoting the Tiltify campaign. Before, they were using influencers to draw attention to a big event that benefits charity. Now they're using them separately to draw attention to a big event and to draw attention to a fundraiser. You can just do the latter, and then you don't need to pay them for their training time. The extra zing of it being a real-life boxing event is a thing, but that's no longer feeding into the charity. Not in the same way. As described before, it may even be cannibalizing it now. You can totally just have a boxing event that plugs a charity, but that ain't what people were sold all this time. This whole thing isn't just shady and weird. It's stupid. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. The organizers will credit Creator Clash with raising this cash to gild the turd that is their event. But if you think for 1 second about opportunity cost, in other words, what could have been instead, it's clear that's not the priority it's made out to be, and everyone's being messed with. A few people are praising the transparency, but you wouldn't praise a public toilet for installing glass walls after someone smeared the floor with shit.